Hello viewers, I am Gaurav Atri, Assistant Professor from the Department of Commerce, BSSS, Bhopal. Today I am going to talk about planning. In today's video lecture, the major takeaways are going to be management planning, under which we are going to talk about introduction, objective of planning, meaning, definitions, nature of planning, types of plans, advantages of planning, and key types of planning used in human resource management. So, management planning is the process of assessing an organization's goal and creating a realistic detailed plan of actions for meeting those goals. Just like writing a business plan, a management takes into consideration short-term and long-term corporate strategies. The basic step in management planning process involves creating a roadmap that outlines each task that company must accomplish to meet its overall objective. So, to be very simple, this is just like a road or a highway, a path where you try to walk or you want to cross that particular bridge to reach up to your destination. So, you need to plan accordingly your journey, which road, which highway, which path you need to take and how you are going to cross that particular obstacle. The objectives of planning are: number one, to establish certain goals. While making a plan, it is must to have a certain goal or objective that you want to accomplish, and for that you need to think about the goals which you are going to establish for your organization, for the staffs, that should be achieved in a stipulated period of time. So, you need to establish a set goal. Then second is to identify the resources. What resources, what technology, what things you are going to require for achieving these goals which we have established in step 1. So, a resource need to be allocated and you need to identify how you are going to utilize them. In third stage, you are going to establish goals, but it should be related to your task which should be achieved. Like you can have n number of goals which can be achieved over a period of time in short run and long run, but over here you are going to establish certain goals which should be prioritized, which needs to be achieved in short run and then could be achieved in long run. So, you are going to establish goal related tasks, that how these tasks should be done to achieve those goals. Then next is to prioritize the goals. As said right now that there are short run and long run goals, so you are going to prioritize that which goal and which task should be done first, so that a proper chain of achievements or chain of successful approach towards achieving these goals can be properly established. So, you need to prioritize which should be done in first category, then second category, or level A, level B, level C. Then fourth one, create assignments and timeline for the successful achievement of any particular goal or objective. While formulating a plan, you need to have certain assignments and they should be dedicated to a particular person, that how it is going to be done, and deadlines or timelines should be created so that it should be done not in infinite manner but in a stipulated period of time for successful achievement of these goals. Then next is to establish evaluation method. You need to establish a proper method for examining, evaluating, and then going to rework on these tasks. So, whether the set goals or objectives are achieved with the plans or not, for this you are going to have a evaluation procedure. Then last one is to identify an alternative course of action also. You are required to know about plan B also, a strategy B or a plan C should also be there for achieving these goals. A proper identified task should be attained by these alternative actions also. Now, let's further talk about the meaning of planning. Planning is basically a bridge, the gap where we are and we want to go. So, it is going to be filling that particular gap from point A to point B. It makes the things possible to occur which would not otherwise be possible to happen. So, you try to make a proper frame of the things and you try to properly achieve those things by having a proper strategy formulated. Then next, the principles of planning suggest that outlining a future course of action in order to achieve a particular objective. Looking ahead, it is futuristic. You are going to look ahead for the goals that you are going to achieve. Getting ready to do something tomorrow. You are going to prepare yourself for future tasks. And it is a trap let down to capture the future, that how you are going to achieve those things, how you are going to grab those opportunities. For this, you are going to systematically make an approach for achieving the goals that your company wants to attain. Let's talk about the definitions of planning. The very first definition is given by Kuntz O'Donnell, and it states that planning is deciding in advance what to be done, and it is the selection among the alternatives of future course of actions for enterprise as a whole, and which department within it is going to take the actions. Plans involve selecting enterprise objectives and determining the ways of achieving them. So you have plan A, plan B, plan C in your organization, and how you are going to achieve them, how you are going to select them, and which plan should be prioritized. All these are going to be selected as per Kuntz O'Donnell. Then planning is selecting and relating facts, making and using of assumptions regarding the future, in the visualization and formulation of proposed activities to be lived necessary to achieve the desired result. So if you want to achieve a desired result, like if you want to achieve a distinction in your subject, so you make a strategy, you make a plan. Similarly, you collect the facts, you formulate them, and you organize them for attaining the desired results. By Terry. The next few definitions are given by Henman and Mary, and all these definitions summarizes that the planning primarily focuses the future course of action. That means it is future oriented. What an action, how an task action, and how to take a particular action to achieve the desired goals in an organization. And simply it leads to decision making and controlling in an organization. How? Because with the help of these strategies, these plans, you will be able to take certain decisions, and you will be able to control, monitor, administer that whether these goals have been achieved as per the plans or not. So it helps in controlling activity also. Let's talk about the nature of planning process, or we normally call it as management planning. So the first nature of planning process is, it is the primary function, that it is going to be done at a very primitive stage, a primary stage, and you are going to achieve this all objectives with the help of planning. So at the very primitive stage, you are going to do planning. Then second, it is a dynamic process. Planning is not only confined to a particular stage or an approach or a strategy. Planning is going to be holistic. It is very dynamic, and you need to have planning in all the division at all the levels in an organization. Then it is based on the objectives and policies. Whatever policies of the organization are there, whatever objectives and goals you want to achieve, your plans are going to be according to that particular goals, aims, or simply speaking, the objectives and policies of the organization. Then planning is selective process. It is a very selective process. When we are talking about planning, it is going to select, it is going to choose. You have plan A, plan B, plan C. All these three plans may be correct, but which plan should be opted for my organization, or which should be kept at and prioritized. So this is a selective process. You are going to select A, leaving B or C. Then next is, it is pervasive in the nature. As discussed right now, that planning is a process which is going to be spread in all the divisions at all the levels in an organization. So this process is pervasive in the nature, and it will last long. Even till the end, we keep on following the plans that we have formulated and the strategies which we are going to adopt. Planning is an intellectual process. It takes lot of brain work. It needs to have many jamming sessions whereby you are going to intellectually discuss, decide, and then formulate a particular process for achieving these goals. So it is an intellectual process whereby you need to have brainstorming, and then you can formulate a particular plan, because you need to discuss and criticize yourself for opting a particular plan and rejecting another plan, which may be correct at times. Then Planning is directed towards efficiently. So it should increase the efficiency of a person. Like you can do a work in a raw style or with a raw strategy also. But when you are developing a systematic plan, when you are deciding a systematic strategy, so it should properly give you efficiency. It should properly increase the optimism. It should properly giving you efficiency, and it should increase the optimum level of a particular person. So it should be effective in the nature. Then it is focused with the future activities. Yes, planning is highly futuristic approach. It is not going to be past, it is not going to be done in the present. You are going to think about the planning when you are thinking for the future. Then flexibility of planning. Plans can be flexible in the nature. They are very flexible. They can be changed over a period of time as per the need, constraints, rules, regulations. So plans cannot be confined to a particular thing only. It can change over a period of time. Then plan is based on facts. Yes, planning is based on facts. You cannot make any plan without the proper information and facts. You need to read the facts. You need to form a particular strategy using these data, and that is why it is called as a qualitative and quantitative approach also. Now let's discuss about the types of plans. There are many types of plans formulated in organizations. In your books, there are various different categories of plans also given. Over here in this video lecture, we will be talking about these 4 major categories of plans which are basically used in HRM strategies. So the first plan is operational plan. Operational plan is a plan which is going to be basically used for operating certain things. It is sometimes called as the executory or operative plans also, whereby for certain operations like courier services, like various other transport services uses this plan for having certain operational work. So we have operational activities, how a particular operation is going to be done, how a particular work is going to be achieved. Then second one is tactical plans. Tactical plans are very smartly designed. They use a lot of facts, information, and you need to have various techniques to achieve your objectives. So it is like more of using a brain work also. So tactical plans are going to be designed for certain attainments where it may not be possible in normal routine. Then strategic plans. Strategic plans are basically established on the chain-based process, whereby you are going to form a particular strategy to achieve certain things. At times it could be plan A, plan B. If plan A achieved, then we are going to reach to this level. If not, then we are going to achieve to this particular stage. So this strategy is going to be developed between the organization related with the human resource, and a proper planning should be done in a strategical format. Last one is contingency plan. Every organization is required to make a contingency plan. Contingency plans are very useful at the time of crisis. Whenever there is certain crisis or contingency, so we are going to switch over to this particular plans. These are the 4 major categories of plans or planning which is done in an organization. So what are the advantages of planning? Why even in a small organization or a large organization is going to have plans? Because advantages of planning are there. The first advantage is it helps in achieving your objectives. An organization cannot achieve its objective if you don't have proper plans. It will be very difficult, and organizations may deviate from their strategies. So you need to primarily decide that what you want to achieve. Second, economy in operation. What is the economy in operation? How you are going to operate in a business, how you are going to have the strategies with the competitors. All these should be properly, specifically designed, and then you can achieve your goals and objectives. Then you can be successful. Then improves competitive strength. If you know what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, that can be understood with the help of planning. Because while deciding the plan, you are going to think of all the options. So you can improve your competitive edge, and you can think about your competitors and achieve the futuristic goals also. Then coordination. Planning always helps to coordinate between various activities. If you have a systematic plan, strategically designed, then you will be able to coordinate with the things, and then smooth functioning of the organization takes place. Otherwise, there will be haphazard, confusions, and less of the coordination and controlling. Better utilization of resources. Many a times this happens with us also. Our resources get depleted, it gets waste. Why? Because you are not having proper organized way of approaches. Minimum wastage is also a profit for an organization. You can save time, money and resources. So if you have a systematic plan, your resources can be utilized in the best possible manner. Then reduces uncertainty and risk, because you have discussed about all the possible happenings and mishappenings in the advance, in the starting only. So you can reduce the level of uncertainty, accidents or any type of speculative or unspeculative risk. Then effective control. With the help of planning, you will be able to have effective control as told for coordination also. So controlling can be possibly done and you can match that whether the goals have been reached in the proper manner or not. Towards the end of this video lecture, let's talk about few major types of plannings in HRM. Although if we discuss about the principles and plans in HRM, there are n number of strategies which can be formulated and all these can be customized as per the need of the hour and as per the goals that you want to achieve. So let's talk about the key types of planning in HRM. The first one is personal planning. This planning mainly talks about the labor force, the human resource that is required in a particular organization and how you are going to plan for them, what type of manpower you need in an organization. After deciding, after knowing the personal requirement, having a plan for them, you can think about the manpower also, what skills, strategies, what type of eligibilities, what type of talent you need in these people. So manpower planning can be done. Then the next stage comes is with the human resource planning. Moreover, this strategy is also called as managerial part, whereby you are going to allocate them in a right manner. You are going to place the right person in the right job at the right time for the right purpose. So that is going to be human resource planning. Then comes succession planning. Popularly, it is also called as replacement planning. In succession planning, you are going to think about that who is going to be the next person who is going to take up the strategies, take up the post, and how you are going to give a leadership from one person to another. So this should be done in a systematic style and that is why it is also called as replacement planning. Then last one is career planning. Career planning we all do for achieving the futuristic goals, for the manpower, for the futuristic approaches. So career planning is one of the type of planning which comes under HRM. So this was the basic related with the planning in HRM. In coming classes, we'll be discussing about job analysis, job specification and other aspects of human resource management. Thank you.